I want you to imagine something for a second. A life where you are no longer held back by hesitation, fear, or the small comforts that make you feel safe but keep you average. Picture yourself waking up each morning with a fire in your chest, an unshakable drive pushing you forward, refusing to settle for mediocrity. This is not just about motivation. This is about transformation. You are about to step into a mindset that will challenge everything you thought you knew about what you can achieve. Too many people walk through life like they're passengers, letting circumstances, other people's opinions, and the limits they place on themselves dictate their journey, not you. You are not here to be average. You are not here to play small every second you spend doubting yourself. Every moment you hesitate, someone else is out there claiming what you could have had, moving forward while you stand frozen in your comfort zone. Right now, you have a choice. Continue letting life pass you by, or rise, grind, and take control of your destiny. The struggle will be real. The obstacles will hit harder than anything you faced before. Your mind will scream for you to stop. Your body will beg for rest, and the world will test your resolve in ways you can't yet imagine. But here's the truth. Nothing worth having comes easy. Every champion, every person who has ever reached heights you dream of faced the exact same challenges. The difference is they refuse to quit, they refuse to compromise, and they refuse to let the temporary discomforts of life keep them from achieving greatness. And you can do the same, but only if you commit right now. Only if you push past the fear, past the excuses, and past the voices that tell you you're not ready. Right here, right now, you are standing on the edge of change. Every thought you have, every action you take from this moment on will determine whether you rise or remain stagnant. Stop letting procrastination, distraction, and self-doubt run your life. Stop being a spectator and start being a warrior in your own story. This is your wake-up call. The world is waiting for people who are relentless, people who are willing to bleed, sweat, and fight for what they deserve. That person can be you. That fire, that drive, that unstoppable energy is inside of you right now. It's waiting to be unleashed. So listen closely, pay attention, and let every word sink deep into your bones, because by the end of this message, you will know exactly what it takes to rise above, to break every limit, and to step into a life where you are no longer average, no longer hesitant, and no longer restrained by anyone or anything. The time is now. You are ready. So stay with me and let's ignite the hunger, the discipline, and the power within you, because the life you've always dreamed of isn't waiting for tomorrow. It's waiting for you to claim it today. Small daily habits are the invisible architects of our lives. Most people underestimate the power of the little things they do every day. They think that success or failure comes from dramatic, sudden events, big opportunities, or life-altering decisions. The truth is far simpler and far more relentless. The trajectory of your life is largely determined by the choices you make each day, minute by minute, without even thinking about them. These habits, repeated consistently over time, build the life you end up living. If those habits are lazy, unproductive, or average, then your life reflects that average energy. If they are disciplined, intentional, and relentless, your life reflects excellence. The reason this is so critical is that small choices compound. You wake up at 8 instead of 6, and that extra 2 hours you lost every day doesn't seem like much at first. But in a year, that is over 700 hours of wasted time. 700 hours where you could have read, trained, planned, or worked on building the skills and mindset that set you apart from others. The same principle applies to eating poorly, scrolling endlessly on your phone, procrastinating, or telling yourself small lies about why you can't start now. Each of these tiny habits might seem insignificant in the moment, but over months and years, they shape who you are and what you accomplish. They are the threads that weave the fabric of your life. Being aware of these small habits is the first step toward breaking free from the cycle of average. You cannot change what you are not conscious of. Awareness brings power. You must start noticing where your time goes, what you say to yourself, and the choices you make when no one is watching. Most people are so comfortable in their routines that they don't even realize how these habits are holding them back. When you begin to track your time, evaluate your priorities, and challenge the behaviors that maintain mediocrity, you create the possibility of transformation. The next critical aspect is discipline. Awareness alone is not enough. Once you recognize which habits keep you average, you must have the courage and discipline to replace them with behaviors that propel you forward. This is not easy. Change always comes with resistance. Your mind will tell you that it is too hard, that you deserve to rest, that you'll start tomorrow. These are the excuses that keep you trapped in the average life. But discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's pushing through discomfort and staying committed to a higher standard for yourself. Each time you choose action over inaction, excellence over mediocrity, you are rewiring your brain and shifting the trajectory of your life. Habits are not just actions. They are a reflection of identity. If you continue doing the small, lazy, comfortable things every day, you are telling yourself and the world that being average is who you are. If you consistently choose focus, effort, and growth-oriented habits, you are affirming that you are someone who will not settle for less. This is why the first keynote, small daily habits build the average life, is so crucial. You have to understand that mediocrity is not a product of bad luck, a harsh environment, or being less than. It is the sum of repeated, unexamined choices that over time shape your reality. Recognizing that is liberating because it also means that you have the power to reverse it. Every single day is an opportunity to make different choices, to stack better habits, and to build momentum toward excellence. Most people fail to do this because they underestimate the invisible force of consistency. They look for instant results or dramatic change, and when that doesn't happen, they give up. But life is built on consistency. What you do repeatedly, even in small doses, determines your future. The difference between an average life and an extraordinary one is not in luck. It is in the dedication to daily practices that are aligned with your goals and values. Each morning you wake up and choose whether to scroll mindlessly or to read, whether to complain or to act, whether to move or to remain stagnant. You are either reinforcing mediocrity or dismantling it. Habits create identity. Identity creates results. If you commit to transforming the small daily actions, the ripple effects will be enormous. Soon, what once seemed like a simple, minor choice will become a part of who you are. You will no longer have to rely on willpower every day because excellence becomes habitual. This is why understanding and controlling your small daily habits is the key to breaking free from the life that keeps you average. There is no shortcut. There is no magic formula. The power is in the everyday decisions that often go unnoticed but are never inconsequential. Recognizing that, embracing discipline, and intentionally crafting your habits will determine whether you remain average or ascend to the life you were truly meant to live. Mastering your habits is mastering your life. And that begins with the seemingly small choices you make every single day. Most people live their lives reacting to whatever comes at them. They wait for opportunities, for motivation, for circumstances to be perfect, and for the right moment to act. They believe that waiting, planning, and thinking through everything will somehow guarantee success. The reality is harsh and unyielding. Life does not wait for you to be ready. Opportunities do not knock on the door politely. Challenges do not ask for permission before hitting you. This is why the second keynote, taking responsibility for your own life, is critical. Responsibility is the foundation of freedom. Without it, you are trapped in a cycle of excuses, blame, and stagnation. When you stop blaming others, stop waiting for circumstances to align, and stop pretending that life owes you something, you begin to reclaim control over your destiny. Responsibility means acknowledging that your current reality is the result of the actions you have taken or failed to take up to this point. It is not about guilt or shame. It is about clarity and empowerment. When you take full responsibility, you are no longer a victim of life. You stop saying, if only my boss appreciated me, I could succeed. Or if only I had more time, I could achieve my goals. Or if only people treated me differently, I would be happy. Every external factor that you used to blame becomes irrelevant because you understand that the only thing you truly control is your effort, your focus, and your choices. This realization is both liberating and terrifying. Liberating because you finally have the power to change your life in ways that are within your control. Terrifying because it removes the comforting illusions that you are not responsible for your outcomes. Most people never reach this point because it requires honesty. It requires looking in the mirror and saying, what am I doing to create the life I want? Rather than, why isn't the life I want coming to me? Responsibility demands action. It is not a passive state of mind, but a continuous, active process of evaluating your decisions and holding yourself accountable. It requires asking hard questions. Am I working as hard as I could? Am I prioritizing what matters most? Am I willing to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term gain? Accountability becomes your greatest ally because it forces you to confront the truth about your habits, choices, and mindset. When you embrace responsibility fully, you stop making excuses and start making progress. You realize that failure is not a permanent state. It is feedback. It is a signal that you must adjust your approach, double down on your effort, or change your strategy. Excuses are easy, comfortable, and seductive, but they lead to stagnation. Responsibility is difficult, uncomfortable, and relentless, but it leads to mastery. Taking responsibility also shifts your mindset from external to internal. Instead of waiting for conditions to change or for someone else to give you permission, you recognize that your power lies in what you can control: your actions, your attitude, your preparation, and your persistence. When you embrace this, you stop being a passenger in your own life and become the driver. The next step is taking ownership of your goals and dreams. It is not enough to hope or wish. You must claim them as your responsibility. This means creating a plan, setting deadlines, and relentlessly pursuing the steps that lead to progress. It means understanding that no one else will do the hard work for you, and no one else will carry you across the finish line. You must own it fully and without apology. Responsibility also extends to your mental and emotional state. You must take ownership of how you respond to setbacks, criticism, and adversity. You cannot control what happens, but you can control how you react. The way you respond becomes the measure of your strength, resilience, and character. Excuses may provide temporary comfort, but they erode confidence and keep you average. Ownership, on the other hand, builds courage, clarity, and momentum. Another critical aspect of taking responsibility is consistency. It is not a single moment of accountability that changes your life, but the repeated act of holding yourself responsible day after day. This could mean showing up when others would stay in bed, putting in the work when no one is watching, or choosing growth over comfort every single time. Consistency compounds your efforts and gradually transforms your reality. When you fully embrace responsibility, you stop looking for permission, external validation, or luck. You realize that the power to change, to grow, and to excel is already within you. You understand that the life you desire will not be handed to you. It must be earned through conscious choices, relentless effort, and unwavering ownership. Ultimately, taking responsibility is about empowerment. It transforms fear into courage, excuses into action, and mediocrity into mastery. It frees you from the chains of blame and positions you as the architect of your destiny. The second keynote teaches that no one else is responsible for your success, your happiness, or your growth. Only you are. And once you accept that truth fully, once you internalize it deeply, nothing in the world can stop you from becoming the person you were meant to be. Responsibility is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go, and crossing it requires both clarity and courage. When you step onto this bridge, you step into a life of purpose, power, and relentless forward motion where excuses die and results reign supreme. The third keynote is about relentless action and execution. The understanding that no idea, plan, or dream will ever manifest without consistent, purposeful effort. Too many people live trapped in their thoughts, imagining success, visualizing the life they want, and planning meticulously, yet doing little to nothing to turn those visions into reality. Execution is the bridge between dreaming and achieving. It is the heartbeat of progress, the engine that drives results, and the defining factor that separates those who talk about success from those who live it. Taking action is not about waiting for motivation to strike or for conditions to be perfect. Action is about moving forward even when you are tired, uncertain, or afraid. It is about starting before you feel ready, showing up when no one is watching, and putting in the work that most people shy away from. Every successful person you see, every person who has achieved greatness has one thing in common: they acted relentlessly, without excuses, without waiting, and without delay. Relentless action requires discipline. It is not sporadic bursts of energy or occasional motivation. It is a sustained commitment to doing what needs to be done, day after day, regardless of circumstances. Discipline is forged in the small, often unseen decisions. Waking up early when the body wants rest, doing the work when the mind wants comfort, and continuing to push when obstacles appear. These small acts accumulate into momentum, and momentum becomes unstoppable. Another essential aspect of relentless action is embracing discomfort. Every step toward greatness involves challenges, resistance, and pain. The work is often grueling, the progress slow, and the failures frequent. Yet it is in facing these difficulties head on that character is built, resilience is strengthened, and mastery is achieved. Action without discomfort is merely routine. Action with discomfort creates transformation. Execution also demands clarity and focus. It is not enough to act randomly or to do busy work. Every effort must align with your goals and vision. Focus requires knowing what matters most, eliminating distractions, and prioritizing activities that yield real results. It means ruthlessly cutting away anything that does not serve your growth, success, or purpose. Equally important is accountability. Relentless action is amplified when you hold yourself responsible for outcomes. You must measure your progress, track your performance, and honestly evaluate your results. This accountability ensures that action is not wasted on aimless effort, but directed toward meaningful achievements. Failure is inevitable when taking bold action, but it is not the end. It is feedback. Each mistake, setback, or disappointment contains lessons that refine your approach, sharpen your skills, and fortify your mindset. Those who execute relentlessly learn to interpret failure not as defeat, but as a necessary component of growth. Speed is another factor tied to execution. The faster you act, the faster you learn, and the faster you adjust. Indecision and hesitation are killers of potential. Those who delay in hopes of perfect conditions often watch opportunities slip by. Acting quickly, decisively, and persistently ensures that momentum is maintained and results are realized sooner. Relentless action also requires energy management. You cannot sustain high levels of performance without taking care of your body, mind, and spirit. This means maintaining physical health, cultivating mental clarity, and replenishing emotional energy. Action without energy is inefficient and eventually unsustainable. Energy without direction is wasted potential. At the core of this keynote is the understanding that success is earned, not given. Ideas and talent alone are insufficient. Dreams remain fantasies without the consistent effort to actualize them. Every step taken, every decision made, and every action executed compounds over time, transforming effort into skill, skill into results, and results into legacy. Relentless action is also a mindset. It is the refusal to accept mediocrity, the refusal to be passive, and the refusal to settle for less than what you are capable of achieving. It is a commitment to showing up fully, performing consistently, and pushing beyond limits, even when the world tells you to slow down. Importantly, relentless action is not mindless activity. It is deliberate, targeted, and intelligent effort. It involves planning, prioritization, and adjustment based on feedback. Those who act without thought often burn out or waste resources, but those who execute with strategy and persistence create sustainable, exponential growth. In practical terms, this keynote means taking control of your life through daily habits that align with your goals. It means setting clear objectives, breaking them into actionable steps, and doing the work every single day. It means resisting the temptation to wait, procrastinate, or rely on luck. It means showing up even when motivation fades, when obstacles appear, and when the outcome is uncertain. Ultimately, the third keynote teaches that action is non-negotiable. Without it, vision dies, potential remains untapped, and dreams remain unrealized. Relentless execution transforms intention into achievement, turning ordinary people into extraordinary individuals. The combination of discipline, focus, energy, and speed forms a force so powerful that nothing can stop it. This is the key to moving from average to exceptional, from dreaming to doing, and from planning to living the life you envision. Relentless action is the ultimate equalizer. It does not matter where you start, who you know, or how much talent you possess. What matters is the consistent, unwavering, intelligent effort you put into every day, into every task, and into every opportunity. To embrace this keynote fully is to commit to a life of movement, impact, and unyielding progress, knowing that every action you take today shapes the reality you will live tomorrow. Listen, this is where it all comes together, where everything you've been hearing, feeling, and thinking about finally demands action. You cannot leave this moment without understanding that the life you want, the success you chase, the person you dream of becoming, they all depend on one thing: your commitment to stop making excuses, stop waiting for permission, and stop letting fear dictate your pace. Every second you hesitate, every day you choose comfort over progress, you are letting potential slip through your fingers. But here's the truth. You have everything inside you right now to change the trajectory of your life. The power is in your hands. The choice is yours, and the time is now. No one is going to hand it to you. Nobody owes you your dreams. If you want them, you must earn them, fight for them, and refuse to stop until you hold them in your grasp. You have to embrace the grind, the struggle, the failures, and the relentless effort it takes to rise above the ordinary and claim extraordinary. This is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about creating the perfect life by showing up every single day with discipline, focus, and unshakable determination. You must be willing to do what others won't, to push when others quit, and to carry on when others fold under pressure. The journey will test you, break you, and challenge every ounce of who you are. But that's exactly what makes it worth it. Every setback is a lesson. Every struggle a stepping stone. Every pain a fuel to propel you forward. Stop letting negative thoughts, fear, and doubt dictate your path. Stop listening to the voices that say you can't, that you're not enough, or that it's impossible. Replace them with relentless self-belief, unwavering action, and the kind of focus that refuses to let obstacles win. This is your life, your mission, and your legacy in the making. Every choice you make today builds the foundation for tomorrow. So rise up, take control, and commit to the grind with everything you've got. Don't wait for inspiration, create it. Don't wait for motivation, generate it from within. Don't settle for less than you deserve. The world will challenge you, people will doubt you, and circumstances will try to hold you back. But none of that matters if your commitment is stronger than your fear, if your persistence outlasts the obstacles, and if your desire to win outshines every reason to quit. You are capable. You are powerful. You are built to conquer. So don't leave this video thinking you can take a pause and come back later. Take action now, commit fully, and never stop moving forward. Because in the end, it's not about who had the easiest path, the most luck, or the fewest obstacles. It's about who refused to give up, who fought through the pain and who showed up relentlessly day after day until the impossible became reality. The moment is yours. The choice is yours. The victory is yours. Be relentless. Be unstoppable. And go claim the life you were meant to live.